Excellent. Okay, I'm Dave Gabbitas, Unix Traffic, formerly Siemens Mobility. We're just going to take a very quick run through what we've been doing recently. It's not the entirety of our activities, but it's the ones that related to SPAT on map. Okay, I don't know if you've met me before. It's quite unlikely, actually. But if you have, well, hello again. If not, I've been working in this area for a few years now, among some other things. And we first started doing things that were close to SPAT probably back in 2013. Okay, so what are we doing these days? Let's take a look. Okay, Project Synergy. This has been a project with Transport for Greater Manchester, and this was to deploy GLOSA at this reasonably large site near Manchester Airport. Also deployed there, we were developing a new SPAT algorithm for this, you know, based on these kind of fixed time demos. So you get very good time to green and things like this. It's not completely real world, but it does show the principle, and I'll show you a bit more about that in just a second. So the other parts of this are deploying the new algorithm. We put out some IVI messages, and I'll show you those as well in a second. And in this project, we're using a Neo.js OBU HMI combination, who are, they tend to be involved in quite a lot of the European projects. Okay. So on the left, this is a very minimal presentation, it won't take very long. On the left are some examples of the display that you get when you're driving along. And it changes, essentially. I would say when you're far out, you get this kind of display. You can see what the signal states are from a large distance, but basically it's showing you a 3D map presentation. As you get closer and you have to get onto the map, then it shows you the actual states. Well, I actually did go that far. The actual states of the signal groups that are relative, that are associated with the particular lanes, and it broadens out. And as you can see at the bottom, when it gets quite wide, you've got a lot of lanes. It's essentially showing everything. It also displays the movements that you can do on those lanes. Okay, so that's what that is showing. We set up these IVIs, a selection of different ones. Over on the bottom left, you can see it's a bit like a VMS sign. A couple of lines, in this case, it's saying there's a queue, slow down, something along those lines. Let's see, there's a speed limit up on the top, in the on the right-hand one, which is very standard. Don't worry about the magnitudes of the speed and the sign. That was before we adapted the, that particular application to actually show miles per hour. Okay, it shows roughly what was going on. Just 1 minute. Yeah. At the same time, in other parts of the country, and this isn't all of the projects, but at Mara, we've been refreshing 2 SPAT installations. Actually, that's not entirely true. That top one, what we've been starting to introduce now, we're trying to get ready for production in a sense. And we've taken on the EU's new root certificate authority, because you can't have cooperative systems without the trust basis. So Project Cache Forth, we're putting a few sites in there, and that will be a public bus service, autonomous buses, excuse me, where we were providing SPAT. And down at the bottom, we've got a couple of sites going on in Portsmouth, upgrading existing 2 sites to the latest standards, adding in some IVI, and also using the latest PKI standards. Right.
Very much. Cheers.